What we've discovered is something very interesting at the Grand Sheraton. It's called DID, or Dining in the Dark.
So obviously it means we're going to be eating in pitch darkness, and all our other senses would be totally aware except the eyes.
Yeah, it's just such an interesting concept. So basically, you eat in the darkness and you are served by blind guides. And before we go in, we're supposed to switch off our mobile phones and remove luminous watches, and you're guided in, but you have to like sort of feel around the table and the chair, and you have to eat your food from a set menu, and there are 4 choices, right?
Yeah, so there's the vegetarian, there's Asian, there's Western, and there's surprise.
So which one did we choose?
Surprise.
Yeah.
I like surprises.
Yeah.
And the best thing about this restaurant, I would say, is that every 50 baht that you spend on your meal is donated to the blind. I think that's such an awesome cause.
Absolutely.
And cheers
so
to that.
We are not going to be taking our camera inside, obviously, because you're not going to be able to see anything. We're escorted inside, and after we finish our experience, we'll give you a sort of a taste, a blind tasting of what we experienced in there, and whether it was good or whether it was really, really messy.
Yeah.
We don't know how it's going to turn out, so stay tuned.
So I'm with Jay, he's the managing partner of DID. Jay, what made you bring this concept to Sheraton Grande Sukhumvit?
Well, the concept's been around for about 15 years. About 15 years now. The concept started in 1999 in Switzerland. The concept was started by a blind gentleman, a visually impaired gentleman, who invited all his friends around, and he invited them for a blind dinner, so to speak. So he gave them all blindfolds, and he got them to taste the food the way that he would enjoy it himself. So DID Dine in the Dark, once we brought it to Bangkok, was quite successful in that we're allowing visually impaired people to have employment, to have somewhere that they can go to, that they feel safe at, that they're respected at, and that also they can meet other people as well, because that's what a lot of them want to do.
Yeah, and have you had any experiences like where the guests have said they've spilled the food on themselves or something like that? You had something?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it happens every so often. Not as much as you might think. Maybe in 1 week we might get 1 glass spilled or something like that.
Bad.
So it's not very often at all. I mean, when you enter the dark room, everything slows down for you. So if you're looking for your glass, you don't automatically reach for it. You find your way to the glass instead of automatically going for it.
Yeah, because when you can't see, you have to use your other senses.
You have to be more aware of your surroundings and what's in front of you, what's in between you and your glass, and how do you get there.
Yeah. And do you also serve drinks or like alcohol?
Yeah, we serve a full a la carte selection of beverages in the dark, so we can serve you soft drinks, fruit juices, we can serve you alcohol, cocktails,
so
wine.
Does one have to pre-order them, or you can order inside?
If you pre-order them, you can obviously read the menu, but you can also order them inside as well.
So I think it will be more interesting to order them inside.
Yeah, for sure.
And this apron that I'm wearing, it's going to help me not spill food on me, and even if it does, I won't spoil my clothes. But I think it's such an amazing concept, and I love the gesture of sharing some money and donating it to the blind. I think that's brilliant. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
What were the challenges that you faced?
Well,
Sitting down was a challenge.
walking in was a challenge. It was the step and everything. I think it's the first, when we went in there and we were not sure, like, I wasn't sure if there's going to be more steps. I was more worried about the steps. And
Your mind starts to create things that are there and
but then
what you think's there.
Yeah, well, once you sit down, it's fine, right?
Yeah, you do. You feel a bit, you kind of feel it out, and all your other senses take over more. And yeah, it's
cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a nice touch having the visually impaired waiters and to serve you, and they bring you in. And
Did that help you? Did they guide you properly?
yeah,
Yeah, actually.
absolutely.
He's
he
very
was
helpful.
he was really nice.
Yeah, he was really nice.
We
He
had
was
a-
making jokes and.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're sort of calming down, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you don't, when they tell you it's dining in the dark, you can't imagine how dark it is. You think, oh, I'll be able to see my hand, or you think you'll catch a glimpse of something, but they take your mobile phone away from you. They take your watch away from you if it glows in the dark. Anything. So it's
Yeah.
you're feeling around for everything. I mean, you kind of work out
Yeah.
Even the food, right?
Right.
even the food.
Even the food. Starting with the food. Start with one finger. Like just feeling things around and oh, the soupy around here. That's how
You
it
neglect
tastes.
the knife and fork becomes
Yeah, it is.
unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
You just eat with your thing.
Could you guess what the dish was?
I nailed the main course.
Yeah, Nan got the main course.
I got the first one right as well. And you were like, some kind of fish. I'm like, scallops.
I also thought there was.
Grilled scallops.
I also thought there was paper on the plate, but it turned out it was
They
a
put
leaf.
some
but
paper on my plate. I'm like, probably not. I said,
It's,
no, feel this.
yeah, it is. I found Nan was better at it than me, but I found myself getting annoyed because I knew I'd had it before. I knew the taste,
I was
but
like,
then
oh,
I
I
couldn't
know this.
because I'd never
Don't know
experienced
what
it
it
like
is.
that. It was questionable as to what it was exactly. 'Cause you thought it was fish, right? The scallops, and yeah, I was not. Yeah, I knew. I said fish also.
But scallop is a kind of fish anyway.
Well, yeah.
Technically, we are right.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks for that.
Was it a once in a lifetime experience, or would you do it again?
I think I'll do it again.
Yeah.
I think, and with more
like
people.
different,
Yeah.
and different menu, like different food.
Yeah. I know. I liked it. We were
Definitely, I
just
liked it a
joking
lot.
about how it's going to be boring now that we have to go and drink in a bar that
But
has
actually it
lights.
has lights.
So we were going to walk around with our eyes closed, but no,
Love.
yeah, absolutely. It was
Great.
it was really good. And when you see the food after that you've eaten, you see how nicely it was presented, and you know it was.
And then you remember it all the best when you're feeling things around.
It almost feels like a waste to present it so well, doesn't it? That you can't see any of it. And I was a bit, I wonder what the restaurant looks like.
Exactly.
Do they bother to paint the walls, or
A warehouse or something?
Or are we in a storeroom maybe?
This is what I was looking around and thinking. We were trying to work out where the kitchen was and where stuff was, and it was. I think it's the most fun I've had
Yeah.
dining
Great.
for a while. It was really fun.
So you had the surprise menu, right?
Yes.
So the surprise menu started with two of the Asian dishes. So the first course was a scallop salad served on top of lotus flower petals with the pickled onions, the crispy rice in the middle, and then on top is a lemongrass, mango, and apple.
I think I
sauce.
So
got
we
almost
guess this
everything,
is
yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
Do a lot of people not get the scallops?
The scallops are a difficult one because just because of what kind of scallops they are. They're Japanese scallops from Hokkaido, and so they're a lot bigger than your regular scallops, and
because they look like chunks of
Yeah.
fish, right?
Yeah.
and they're also a little bit sweeter than normal scallops, and
Yeah.
so that's why some people get confused with that one. Your second course was a soup. It was a barbecue duck wonton soup, served with the crispy noodles and the wontons in the bottom of the mug.
I could get the consomme, but I was figuring out what is it.
What kind of meat it
I
was
thought-
inside the wonton?
I thought it's some kind of dumpling for sure, but it was not very easy.
You
to figure.
thought it was a French onion.
Yeah, I thought
soup.
first it was a French onion soup, and then I thought it was.
Yeah, because the
Lots of
broth
other things.
the broth could be a lot of things, but it does have that duck taste. Once you know that it's duck, you realize it immediately.
Yeah. But you know what I really liked about this was the bottle.
Yeah.
So this is how it was served, and we had to feel the bottle in the dark, open it ourselves, and pour it in the soup, which was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
It was really incredible.
Okay. Your third course, was it fish or was it beef? I'm pretty sure it's beef.
We got the beef.
Yeah, we got it.
This is your beef. So it was the beef cheek in the middle,
Okay.
served with Penang curry.
Was it actually served in a plate like that?
Yes, exactly like that.
Oh my god! I thought it was a round.
Because I got there and I got there and I knew that there was one more
Yeah,
there.
I tasted a pea aubergine and I
Yeah.
tasted the curry and I just thought it was I thought it was a beef yellow or a green curry with
So even
some
even
Thai
the-
style
even
and
the
modern
plates-
presentation, but
Even the plates are sort of like a mystery. It's like
Yes.
a surprise because everything you've got this whole grid, like a cross and knots grid, and different things in each section of the grid. So even that is sort of testing your skill as to, are you gonna find the other item on the plate or not.
Yeah.
We try to make it a sensory experience in all senses. So even your touch we play with as well. So
Exactly,
with the
so
bottle
yeah.
and the different plates and the different sections.
Yeah, because-
we make you work for it.
Because I ordered a Diet Coke, and I thought he'll serve it in a glass, but he said, "This is your can, this is your glass." He
Do
just
it
opened
yourself.
it for me, and he said, "Just
Can you do it?
Yeah.
We offer, and with the wine as well, we offer the guests the choice of whether to serve their own wine themselves. If they want to pour it themselves, they can have a go at it.
So that's to get a sense of appreciation of as to how it would be like.
Yes, for the visually impaired, exactly.
See, I always had a regard for people like them, but today I would say that I have a special regard for them, and
It completely changes your opinion and your perception of everything.
and I
once-
think
once
hats
you-
off to them for pulling it along.
For sure. They're a great team, a very good team.
Yeah.
Okay, finale. Your dessert course was not bad.
Oh.
Yes,
Your
I
dessert
knew
So
it
we
was very-
guessed this, yes.
I knew it
Yeah?
was
Kind of guessed, and we knew the chocolate, but I thought there was some mousse in one.
It's a cassata. So on the inside we have a pistachio and white chocolate mousse.
Oh, okay.
Of course, the outside surrounded by milk chocolate with raspberry on top and a raspberry sherbet.
Yeah,
as
we
well.
got the.
I loved
berries.
it. I loved
it.
it. It was the only course that I think I totally polished off the plate.
And he even polished off some of mine in the
Yours.
dark.
You're lucky. You're lucky. I mean, some people only find one chocolate dome, and like you missed out. Like
And we were feeling with our hand as well. So I was like, "There's one. There's another one. There's another one."
This was a sorbet, right?
yes, it was. It looks a lot. It looks
Was
lot
it a
better in
raspberry
real life.
sorbet?
It was.
Oh, good.
And when I picked up the spoon, I thought the whole thing you're supposed to have with this spoon.
No, all of these ones just individual little bits.
So that was also interesting, the fact that they put the serving spoon and you thought that you had to like pick it up, but it's actually
Yeah.
just decoration, really.
just decoration.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So we just finished our meal. Sailesh was a little panicky in the beginning.
Oh my god, this dining in the dark experience. As soon as I entered into the passageway that leads into the restaurant, I panicked. I totally freaked out and I had to get out of there because I was just going to have a panic attack. And so Jay, who is the manager at Dining in the Dark, sort of calmed me down and he said, "I'm going to take you in there, and if you don't like it, you can always come out." Because the restaurant area is actually spacious and there's air conditioning, so you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, and it's
so
open in there, so
yeah, so I trusted him. I went inside. I was feeling very panicky in the beginning, and then I sat down. And about 5 or 10 minutes into it, I sort of I got into it. Yeah, I relaxed.
and it was pretty easy to, instead of just using your eyes, of course, you were using other senses. So it was easy to put your hand.
It was pitch darkness. So if you think that you're going to be able to see anything, you can't see your hand in front of your face. So you just be prepared for that, and you can always come out whenever you want. What really sort of helped were the guides, right?
Yeah, they were really good. Our guide was called Bear, so we nicknamed him Teddy Bear, and he was really happy about that. And it was really not that difficult though, because fumbling your way, and then I kind of ate some of my food with my hand because it was much easier that way. But then later when we discovered what it was a little we could kind of make out what we had, but we couldn't really nail it down to what it actually was. But
Yeah.
it was great.